What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. You know, one thing that's always set Everything Always apart from some of the other YouTube channels and publications that specifically cover Marvel news is we're willing to cover the full spectrum. Everything from the official announcements and the trailers like the one we got this week for the Eternals, all the way to those anonymous 4chan plot leaks, which 90% of are just fan fiction. The truth is I've always curated the channel the way I felt about Marvel in general. If I would sit around on my couch and talk to my best friends about it, then I'm going to talk to you guys about it. That's the way it's always been. But you know, the thing about those anonymous 4chan plot leaks, the reason we always go back to them and there's such a fan favorite here at the channel is that while 90% of them are wrong, every now and again you get one that is completely correct. And this has been happening in the MCU as long as I can remember, and a main reason I have a channel reaching all the way back to the Infinity War days. Most recently, it happened with WandaVision on Disney+. Heck, we had descriptions for episodes 4, 5, and 6 weeks before they came out, and they were right on the money with key details. And that's what's happened with the most recent Eternals leak from someone who saw the film pre-VFX and uncut. There are a ton of details that have been confirmed by these most recent trailers, and now we have to take another look. We've got the text for you today. We're going to read through it in its entirety, break it down, annotate it where we can, and of course, issued the normal spoiler warning for this full plot leak for the upcoming Eternals from a source that saw the film. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're still giving away a PlayStation 5 now at 900,000 subscribers, as well as Disney Plus subscription every week while the shows are live, and a brand new giveaway when Loki goes live in just a couple of weeks. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit that subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So a couple of things. First up, the normal and customary spoiler warning here at the channel. I always tell you guys, take everything that doesn't come officially from Marvel Studios with a grain of salt. However, this plot leak is one that has been vetted by multiple sources at this point, including huge confirmations in the trailers we just saw. So, if this is in any way going to ruin Marvel Phase 4, the Eternals film, the future of the MCU, shoot, only you know this sort of thing. If you're susceptible to this, you might want to back out now. Otherwise, you've been fully warned. 3, 2, 1, let's jump into this leak, and I'm going to overlay the text for you. Now, firstly, just a little bit of context. This was provided by someone who anonymously provided proof that they saw this in an unfinished VFX temporary music tracks type of situation, and that this wouldn't be the full cut. Obviously, in pre-production and post-production, things change. With this being post-pro, they're going to cut a lot of scenes, so maybe some of this wouldn't make it in, but it's the majority of the main plot that we're going to focus on, and we're going to read through it word for word starting here. There's a lot of jumping around in time to give context to various plot points. I don't recall all the linear order, so I'll just include the info as part of the synopsis. Opening title card explaining the Deviants and the Eternals. The Deviants were created by the Celestials to hunt predators that prey on intelligent life on newly evolving worlds. But then they started to hunt life as well, so Celestials created the Eternals to kill the Deviants. Opens 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. A man is fishing on some rocks with his son and is attacked by a deviant that comes from the ocean. The Eternals show up and a short battle commences, after which they line up in a triangular hero pose, and this rolls into the Marvel logo opening. Jumps to the present day. Circe and Dane Whitman are teachers in the UK and dating. During a class lesson, an earthquake strikes and Circe saves a child from a falling object by turning it to sand. Later, while out on a date, a deviant attacks Circe, Sprite, and Dane. During the battle, Icarus shows up and they fight off, noting that they thought all the deviants were destroyed, and unlike the others, this deviant was able to heal its wounds. The group decides to visit Ajax, as she was the leader of the group. After arriving at a Midwest ranch where she is now living, they discover her dead body. A small golden device leaves Ajax's body and enters Circe. This is how she communicated with the Celestials. They then decide to round up the rest of the Eternals to deal with the Deviants. Thena and Gilgamesh are in Australia, I think due to an issue with her memory causing her to randomly attack the other Eternals. Gilgamesh is obviously in love with Thena, but it is not played as a romantic relationship. Phastos and his husband live with their child, and he decides to help due to the fact that he has fully embraced the human race and wants to protect his family. Makari has been living at the Eternal ship all this time, I guess since there is a bunch of food, containers, and mess strewn about. Kingo is a Bollywood actor. There is a short dance routine that introduces this and comes along with his own valet, don't recall his name, who tries to document everything on video. And those two specific details we've seen in the trailers, both Makari's mess on the ship and Kingo Bollywood star with his whole dance routine. We saw that in the trailer just now. Druig is living in some rainforest, which we also saw in the trailer, controlling a small village of people after losing his faith in humanity and wanting to control them to stop war, famine, etc. Gilgamesh is killed fighting the deviants in the forest. One thing I will mention is that yes, it does sound like he's describing parts of the trailer, but remember, this was posted months before the trailer went live this week. And on top of that, there's a ton of other details involved with that. You have to remember the trailer is cut from parts of the movie. So the fact that he would hit trailer parts, but then other details like Gilgamesh getting killed fighting deviants, you wouldn't know that from the trailer. It goes on to say Cersei learns that the Celestials created both races and that the Eternals are basically just very advanced robots. They seed young planets with the celestial egg that takes eons to mature. The evolving intelligent life on these planets feeds the Celestials' growth, so the Eternals are sent to protect that evolving life that forms and kill the deviants. After the emergence, the Eternals are rebooted and sent to other worlds. This is the cause of Thena's memory issue, as she knows the planet is doomed. This cycle has gone on for millions of years. Earth was seeded, and Tiamat is about to emerge. This is the cause of the earthquake earlier in the film. Once awakened, the entire planet and all life will be destroyed. They debate what to do, and some decide to try and find a way to stop the emergence. Icarus disagrees. Sprite and Kingo are on his side, but Kingo agrees to help. Phastos designs a device, a Unimind, that's from the comics, that will allow Druig to channel all the Eternals' energies in the hope of controlling Tiamat and putting him back to sleep, and I believe that's what we saw also in a piece of the trailer. Cersei learns that Icarus knew about the Celestials' actual plan, and this is why he left the group hundreds of years ago. He killed Ajax because she had decided to help stop the emergence and save Earth. The group go to where Tiamat is and attempt to use the device. Icarus and Sprite attempt to stop them. Cersei then uses the device to amplify her power and turn Tiamat to marble just as his hand and part of his head is emerging from the Indian Ocean. Icarus flies off into space towards the sun, unclear whether he has left or flew into the sun and killed himself. Then Cersei makes Sprite a real human with remains of her power. A few days later, Thena, Makari, and Druig leave in the ship to seek out other Eternals and try to stop the cycle of destruction. Cersei, Kingo, and Phastos stay on Earth, but then they are pulled into space by Erisham and vanish. Erisham, another Celestial. The two end credits stingers are, number one, Dane is looking in an old box and pulls out a sword that is wrapped up. That must be the ebony blade. Just as he touches it, off screen a voice stops him. The other is the Eternal ship. Pip the Troll appears and introduces Star Fox, who a lot of people have rumored is played by Harry Styles. Now, this is completely accurate as far as we know based on two things. Number one, the person who provided this leak provided evidence that they had seen it. Number two, when you have all these trailers coming out confirming several parts of this month later, it makes you believe the rest of it. But as he said, to qualify this, this is a, post-production piece, which means a lot of this may get cut. Things get reshot, especially reshoots are very common with Marvel. Anything could change, anything could be up to change. What I think is interesting most about this plot leak is it indicates members of the team dying during the film. And it also indicates that there's not this really clear-cut line between good and bad, but rather the service that the Eternals are supposed to serve and how they feel about that, which would go a long way in explaining why they didn't take part in anything, even if they weren't mind-controlled wipe, as a lot of other plot leaks have indicated that they all chose to forget. And that's based on a Neil Gaiman run of the Eternals where they just give up memories of being them. You heard a little bit of that talked about with Thena. She knows the Earth is doomed. I'm curious as to what exactly is going on there. And when we watched the trailer and broke it down earlier in the week, I sort of postulated that that scene everyone was talking about where they ask who should lead the Avengers now that Iron Man and Cap are gone and Icarus jokes him. I'm thinking they're still mind control wiped at this point. They don't know they're Eternals, that's why they laugh and think it's funny. However, we're going to have to still see how that plays out, as none of that was really enumerated in this plot leak, and I would imagine there are other important plot points and scenes, Easter eggs that this guy didn't remember from a pre-effects cut. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below in reaction to the film. How legit does this sound to you? And what do you think about how this film is going to play out now that we've actually seen some trailers? Do you think it lives up to the hype of being one of the most beautiful Marvel movies ever shot? And how do you expect that this ensemble and cast are going to be able to work together? I am all ears, as I always am. And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff. before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 now at 900,000 subscribers, as well as Disney Plus subscriptions every Friday while the shows are live, and we're announcing a brand new awesome giveaway when Loki goes live in just 2 weeks. If you want to be entered to win, all the same rules will apply for future prizes as well. All you have to do, hit that subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. The best way to keep up with the content here at the channel is to hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, and as always, I would appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me over Twitter and Instagram at IamFires. I also have some original music. Been a musician my entire life, long before I was a YouTuber. I'm still doing music. You can find me under All Fires on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to music, I'm there. Thanks so much for checking out the channel, guys, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.